tell us your life before this problem specifically, and about your hobbies, interests, family, and stuff. So what kind of started this, and why did you end up coming in here?
So my first back injury was in 2005 while I was deployed to Iraq, and it progressed over the years. It kept getting worse and worse, and finally broke down in 2010. Had a back surgery, and it helped for a while. And 2 years ago, I had a bad back injury. I was pretty much bed bound. I couldn't bathe myself. I couldn't walk across the floor by myself. And I ended up getting on pain medication, and the only thing that was helping was spinal injections. So I was getting spinal injections every 2 weeks, every 90 days. I mean, it was my life, pain medicine, spinal injections. And my wife brought me up here. She pretty much carried me in between her and a walking cane. I got through the front door, and Dr. Fultz started on me. It was painful in the beginning, but within a couple of visits, I was walking in by myself. A couple of visits after that, I was standing up straight, walking straight. And within a month of getting aligned, I was back 90% to what I was before. And then through alignments and pretty much a regular schedule of coming in, I'm 100%. My back actually feels better, than it did before I was ever injured. Pretty much, through my alignments.
So tell me, at that point, so whenever you were having this pain, were you concerned about it? Were you upset? Were you worried? What did you think this was going to mean for you?
Well, little did I know at the time it was going to be something that would follow me, through the years. But at the time, I was a young man, took medicine, to drive on with my life, and just over the years it progressed, and every little wrong twist or turn would flare it up, until eventually, I had to have a back surgery, and which it caused long-term nerve damage in my leg. The sciatic nerve would flare up ever so often, and through the chiropractic care, when I start feeling a flare up in my sciatic, I'll come in, get alignment, and everything calms down.
What impact was it then on your life, like relationships then that you had with family, with your wife, spouse, and stuff, kind of before and kind of during that? How did those things change, or how were you feeling with that?
Well, knowing that what I'd been through with my back, I was always very leery about getting to the floor and rolling around with the kids, or going out with my friends and playing football or basketball. That always set in the back of my mind. What if I turn wrong and I pull my back again? And especially when my middle son was born, that was around the time that I had my back surgery. So the first few months of his life, I couldn't even carry him around because I was afraid of hurting my back or flaring my back up.
So tell me, how did you first hear about Spine Stop Chiropractic?
So the first time I heard about Spine Stop Chiropractic, my youngest daughter, after she was born, she was just a couple of months old, started having stomach issues. And my wife had done some research and had some of her mom friends tell her that they had brought their children up here. So we brought her up here, and she was a mess, crying and spitting up. And after a couple of visits, she was a perfect little baby. And so I have 4 children, and they come to Spine Stop Chiropractic for everything. Headaches. My youngest daughter suffers from migraines. She comes here and, for treatment for that. My oldest daughter has foot issues. She comes up here a couple of times a week to get her feet worked on. My middle son is very active in sports, and a year ago he had a football injury, and it messed his ankle up horribly. And he came up here, we brought him up here and got it worked on, and he was back to playing football before the season was up. Whereas we went to the orthopedics doctor, and he was talking, 3-4 months rest. The ligaments was messed up. It was he was done for the season. And, through chiropractic care, my oldest son, he pretty much lives for his visits coming up here. They all love it. It gets them through not having to go to their regular doctor to get medicine. It's been a lifesaver for my children.
So tell me, how much better do you feel percentage-wise from when you first came in versus today? How has it changed your life? What percentage would you say that you feel improvement?
When I first came in, I was pretty much crippled. I couldn't bathe myself. I couldn't get across the floor without the help of my wife. And I literally came through the front door on a cane with a walking stick, hunkered over like a feeble old man. I couldn't do anything. And now, I'm back in the gym a few times a week. Percentage-wise, compared to what I was, 100%. It's like a different person. I still have days where I hurt. My body pretty much tells me when it's time for another adjustment. And if I skip an adjustment, by the time I get in here, I'm really needing it. I know it's something that I will need probably the rest of my life, just because of what my body's been through. So, but I'm fine with that. I love chiropractics, but 100% better than what I was.
Tell me so you're going to the gym now, so what activities and hobbies, what are the things that you've picked up since you've been able to get this pain relief? How has that changed your life, and what are you doing now?
I pretty much help coach anything my children do. Coach baseball, Little League football. I had a couple of seasons where I coached soccer, but I wasn't very good at that. I help coach the middle school football team here in town, and I'm able to lift weights at the gym, try to get back in some kind of shape.
How does it help relationship with your kids specifically and your wife?
Oh, it helps tremendously. It's always good when a father can be, when a son can look at a father and say, well, that's a man. That's something I want to be. I can, be an example to my kids.
You've seen things that it's worked well with. So what are those conditions, or what would the things that you've seen to say, yeah, chiropractic's really worked well with your family?
Well, I would absolutely recommend it for everyone. I've seen sports injuries with my children, fixed within, a few visits. I've seen my youngest suffer from migraine, just couldn't go outside because the light was killing her, come up here and get aligned and go on about her day. I tell everyone about it. It's my wife. She's the only one in the family who doesn't come up here and get aligned, and so we hound her about it all the time. That how do you take us up there all the time and you don't go get aligned yourself? We'll get her in here eventually. We'll make her a believer. But I recommend it to anyone that's suffering, anybody that's dependent on medicine to get through their day because of pain that you think that you just have to live with. I would say you don't have to live with it. That there is hope, that there is alternate forms of medicine that can help you, get away from the opioids, just anything that you feel like you have to take to get you through the day. That there's another way. So that's what I would say to them. My name's Johnathan. I'm a retired Army veteran. I enjoy spending time with my family and being involved in my children's sports. And I am a patient at Spine Stop Chiropractic.